I sit down to film, they start drilling next door. Guys, you poked my heart. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back. I know it's been a while, but by the way, I've got like 5 videos pre-planned so far, so I'm probably going to release them like every 2 days or every 3 days. I know with everyone under quarantine at the moment, it's kind of nice to have that support when you're locked inside with your own thoughts all day and you're like, I need help. So today's video is going to be all about deciding to gain weight. Is it really worth it? What are you going to give up? What is the price to pay for gaining weight? How do I get through my meal plan? But before we get into anything, I want to shout out about something that I am so excited about. So one of my favorite brands reached out to me, Ana Luisa, and I'm sure you guys would have heard about them. They're very prominent in the eating disorder community. Everything I'm wearing now is actually from Ana Luisa. I have these pearl rings. Like, I am so obsessed with how chic pearls are. It's beautiful, it's dainty. You don't need a lot of jewelry or you don't need to accessorize too much, but having something small with a pearl, it's absolutely stunning. I've got that, I have got this necklace. I've got 2 from them at the moment. I'll wear my next one, how about in my next video, okay? I'm gonna show you guys the pearl necklace and the pearl earrings. I've got this beautiful little dainty gold bracelet and this gold ring here. Now the whole thing behind it is not only are they sustainable because they use recycled gold materials from the same resellers that use Louis Vuitton and from Tiffany's. So you deserve a treat. Mother's Day is coming up. I use my own code, by the way, to get more jewelry because hello. So if you guys do want to use that, treat yourself, then use the code JAX10. I'm going to use the link down below. Whether it's Mother's Day coming up, whether it's just because you want to treat yourself, I would always spend extra money on food, and I would always do that. So it was always easy for me to justify, let me use all my extra money on this specific food, this safe food, this orthorexic based food, but I would always feel so guilty spending money on just feeling beautiful about myself. And that's a big mindset shift that I've made, spending money on self-care, actually doing time on self-care. And that's something that we're gonna get into in a later on video. Not to stick to a meal plan when you really don't want to, when the anxiety is just too much in the moment, and you end up regretting that anxiety later on. You end up thinking that, damn it, I wish I'd pushed through, or you think that, okay, no, I'll do it tomorrow, or you want to kick yourself for not pushing through that actual meal in that day. And I'm going to tell you how I get through those moments, how I get through those moments where my meal plan is a little bit overwhelming, how I stick to it, what I'm working on with my therapist, because a lot of you, I think it will help you based on the comments that I have read from you guys. So let's get into it. I'm a student in my recovery. So basically what my therapist has me do is I've got to write down at meal times, and every single meal time I've got to do this. I've got to write why I'm eating that specific meal. But it's incredible. So you start off with first, what is it going to mean to gain weight, okay? And for example, it's going to mean less restriction, more socializing, less isolation in your room because you actually have energy to be present with people. When you're malnutritioned and when you're starved, your mind is obsessed about food thoughts. All you can do is think about food, when you're next gonna eat, the fact that you're hungry, you start planning, you're like, fly. I swear this fly is like attacking me. It's genuinely, you are a violent fly. I save you and your brothers because I don't kill you, okay? I don't swat you and you are attacking me for that. I say it, these hoops are from Ana Luisa too. You guys know I'm a hoop girl, right? And I've been feeling a little bit gross lately, just on a completely side tangent again. The braces are new and I just stopped feeling, as pretty about myself. So that's why I'm actually loving this whole thing, is just using something other than weight or body size or physical appearance to treat myself and to have those feel-good moments. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's get back into it. So when your brain is so fatigued from being malnutrition, starved, but even restriction itself, so if you're eating, you think, a decent amount of calories every day, but you're still restricting certain foods, or you're waiting till a time of day to eat, whether you're intermittent fasting or whatever, it uses so much of your body's energy that it doesn't have that excess energy to have a conversation about something different that doesn't revolve food. That survival starvation instinct means you will obsess about food until you go and eat it. It's your body trying to keep you alive by keeping those thoughts going and going and going. So if you wonder why you're always thinking about, I just want to go see the food in the grocery store, I just want to go touch everything and stroke everything, and you just want to stand, open the fridge and just look at what there is in the fridge, whether you plan on getting anything out or not, It's just your body trying to give you signals the whole time. Eat, 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 eat. Stop restricting, Linda, please. If you have an obsession with planning meals, of cooking for people, feeding people, wanting to choose people's things in the grocery store, or you have like this whole last supper mindset. Say you do one fear food challenge, or you decide to have a specific meal, you're like, it becomes so involving in your head, like you set yourself up to feel really let down by that meal because you think, well, it better be perfect because I'm not going to do this in a while, you know? I don't plan to have a muffin again, so I've got to choose the right muffin. What if you just chose a different muffin every single day? Just because you're having a muffin today doesn't mean it's the last muffin you're gonna have in a while, but you always feel so disappointed and let down by your cheat meal or whatever you want to call it because you always think, I'm not gonna have one for a while. So if you're gonna have pasta one night during the week and you don't have pasta often, you just think, I'm gonna add as much as I can into this food pot just to make it worth it. You know, add as many flavors, textures, everything. I just need it to be perfect. That comes from, again, that starvation mindset, from not eating enough. And when you start gaining weight and when you start letting go of those restrictions, all of that just absolutely disappears. Okay, so another thing is like behavioral. So it's like depression, anxiety, you know, getting irritability, mood swings. And that's, again, your body can't produce serotonin or dopamine in your brain, you know, the feel-good hormones. So what it does, once again, is because it can't produce those, you're very short-tempered, you can't cope with anxiety. You're hungry, your blood sugar is low, it's all over the place. When you eat, it probably spikes because it's not used to regulating it. And even if, again, whether you're in a larger body, a smaller body, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be underweight to have any of these symptoms. Anorexia doesn't mean underweight. You start to rely on rituals. So like, I'm gonna do a whole different video on rituals. Was that the yes, the food delivery's here. Boom, boom, baby. Sorry about that, the grocery delivery came. I think in a lot of countries you can actually get your groceries delivered now, but where were we? Where were we? We were at, yes, rituals. Rituals. But rituals will be like needing to eat your food on one specific plate, always needing the same brand of something, or making the same thing for every single meal, or needing to use the same measuring cup to measure everything, or needing to eat your food in the same place. So when your brain is so deprived of energy, what it does is you don't make conscious decisions anymore. You just go straight to habit. So you'll wonder, you'll wonder why you go to yourself and you'll say, I'm gonna eat something different today, I'm gonna eat somewhere different. When it comes to last minute, you just do your go-to, you go to your regular habits, and that is all rituals based on your body does not have the energy to make the decisions right then. So what it does is it just goes into an automatic mode, You got the back of your brain, like your primal brain, we're gonna call it the animal side of your brain, is all that just keeps you living because your brain's like, I ain't got no energy for this, boo. That's how you end up living. And so each time I'm eating a meal, I'm saying to myself, I'm gaining weight and I'm healing my body so that I don't have rituals anymore, so that I'm able to have conversations with people and really be present, so that I'm able to be anxiety-free, irritability-free, mood swing-free, so that I'm able to actually, be spontaneous, not need to live by these rigid rules, whether it's a time of day or anything like that. The more you gain weight and the more your body has to heal and the more energy that it has to make these type of decisions and the less energy it's spending on obsessing around food, the more freer you become, the less isolated you become. And don't even get me started on the physical symptoms, feeling cold all the freaking time, feeling fatigued after walking upstairs, feeling a numbness or a tingling sometimes in your toes and your fingers because you have low blood sugar, feeling dizzy every time you stand up, having sore joints, having sore bones, having dry skin, having your hair fall out. Every single time you eat a meal, write everything down that you are working to fight against. Write what you're working for. You're working for a social life. You're working to actually laugh on a spontaneous conversation and order whatever the freak you want off of a menu, not compensate one meal because of the meal you had before. No, not missing out anymore on relationships or that, like I said, that lack of spontaneity. Everything needing to be planned, or you're going into this anxiety if someone brings you a snack you weren't expecting or anything like that. So every single time that I eat something from my meal plan, or my meal plan gets changed or stuff gets added, that's what I've got to do. I've got to write down. And the thing is, maybe you don't believe those things today, but what happens if you write it down every single time? It's rewiring the neurons in your brains. systems, okay, Jimmy Neutron style, like you were just literally reprogramming everything. Imagine if life was as simple as just put a memory chip in there and being like, look, yo boo, you just reprogram that for me, you know, I don't need no effort. But you know what? Having more anxiety today by facing these fears means you'll have a better tomorrow. And I make that my mantra at every single meal. I'm doing something that's difficult for me today for a better tomorrow. I could always choose the easier option, would be living by these rules and these habits, but it would mean no future. Because I think we all know from our eating disorders, and we all know from those obsessive compulsive thoughts, that there is no chance of a better tomorrow. I think the thought of waking up every single day living in that rigid life literally is enough to kill someone. It's enough to just like crush your soul when you think, I can't do it. I don't know how to do that. So I don't know if that helps anyone out there, if it was something that anyone needs to hear, but if you needed to hear reasons why you should gain weight, you know, you don't need permission to eat more from other people. You know, I'd always feel like I needed permission to have the treat. I need permission to have the snack, and that's to do with the guilt. You know, the guilt of eating something that you just don't want to eat at that point, and it's okay if you don't want to eat it. But tell yourself why you are going to eat it. And that makes the biggest difference. Well, at least for me, that it does. You know, oh, I'm sorry, phone. I'm so sorry, phone. Yeah. And what I am going to talk about next video is loss of appetite and how to actually combat and work through that loss of appetite. It's going to probably piggyback a little bit off of this video, but I'm excited because then I'm going to get to show you the rest of my Ana Luisa jewelry. So don't forget, if you havenent so far, use the code JAX10. The link will be in the description down below, and just treat yourself to something, or just treat someone else, or treat your mother for Mother's Day coming up. But I really hope this was helpful. If it did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to give this video a like if you liked it. Just still like it if you didn't like it, because what would a kind person do? They would like it. And let me know like what experiences you have had with this, what feelings and what reasons have you found to push through your meal plan and to actually decide to gain weight. What is that going to mean for you in your life? And I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Mwah.